I'm Larry Miller, and I represent the District 6 area, which is, the overall thing is southwest. It's a little bit north of the loop, but then heading southward, down southwest and so on. So it's that quite big area out there. A lot of new homes, nice neighborhood. But we've been here since '68. I started off good. I married a Texan, that was important. So I have some, legal right to be here in Texas. The kids have both gone to Central. Both of them graduated from ASU. They both had the same teacher that I had at ASU, which is kind of neat. Let me see, what else can I tell you? I was in the military for 30 years. Wonderful time. I'm a graduate of ASU, and I got my master's degree through the University of Oklahoma in international relations, which is government-oriented. And of course, all the military schools that were available during the time. So did those too. And a lot of school hard knocks, learning experiences and all that kind of thing. Well, it seems as though, and I reflected on this a little while ago, that everything I've been involved in, every career move has been kind of service-oriented. I joined the service and served 30 years. And then when I got out, teaching isn't the most you can't make as much money out of it as a lot of other jobs, but I loved it, and it was fun to do, and I felt like I was serving the community by doing that. And now here I am on City Council, which is just an extension of those other things too. It's a concern about your community and things that you'd like to give to the community. The sun coming up over West Texas is a pretty thing. And the bluffs and mesas out in town, well, even the cotton fields in Wall, there's a certain beauty about it. But again, I don't think that's what captures people around here. I still think it's more of the people and the relationships in town here that, and we were talking about the other day, in fact, the mayor was talking about it, how so many people went through Goodfellow and they did a career out there, came right back here again. Because there is that magic in San Angelo. I thought I could make a difference. I see our area out there, and it's a great area, but there's things that have to be done citywide. I don't just consider myself the council member for just that district. We're all involved with what happens anywhere in town, no matter if it's construction projects around town or whatever. It's our town, it's not just our district. The first one is roads, 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 remember? Okay, and that's really important because it says a lot about San Angelo. We want economic development here, and if our infrastructure isn't up to the task, then people will shy away from San Angelo. So we do have to get a strong grip on the roads. I think there's some other things going on too. Recently, there's been a push on for improvements in our lives for disabled people. We have some very interested parties here in town now who would like to see San Angelo improve its access for people with, well, even old people, but all kinds of disabilities. We haven't looked at it too much in quite some time, and it's time that we get busy on that. And that too is very exciting too, that we can make San Angelo a city of accessibility for everyone. What else? I'm happy as all get out that we had a 7% pay raise for city employees. That was a long time coming, and I think many of us wish we had done it before. But that was exciting too, that we got that done. I think emotionally, I don't get wrapped up in issues to where it destroys my objectivity on things. Well, for instance, the chief of police thing that we're going through now, I can argue it both ways because I see merits in an appointed one, and I see merits in the elected one. There's good things about both of them, and there are also some problems with either one of them. We've seen that in recent history around here, that both of them have their flaws. And I think my objectivity on it, I can take a look at the subject, no matter what it is, and at least keep the emotionalism out of it when you're trying to make a decision. We also went through this with the Sanctuary City. That's a very emotional issue, and I understand that there's some very well-meaning people, and God love them for that. But I think I kept my the way I dealt with that at a very objective level as to what can we do, what makes sense, what is best for the entire community. And it's important too to get back to people about something. You know, you got a complaint, maybe I can't solve it, but I can try and touch the people in city government that have got the handle on this thing, and then to also have them come back and either notify that complainant of here's what we're doing, or come back to me and I'll do it too. So. Well, I wish we'd get another airline in here. You know, it's a shame. I don't think that airline gave it a chance to be. The way they pulled out like that. I certainly am strong about Americans with Disabilities Act and its impact on the town. I was a caretaker. My wife and I were a caretaker for a paralyzed person. And you don't know the problems there are out there for people with disabilities until you're sitting in that wheelchair and see the obstacles that are placed in front of you. I'm working as hard as I can for them, and like I said before, the constituent is the important element. We work for them; they don't work for us. So we should be out there doing everything we can to make our community as comfortable as it should be. It's been a pleasure to serve San Angelo. I'm certainly looking forward to getting even smarter about how to do this thing. And again, I enjoy the company and the exchanges that I have with my fellow council members. I'm very pleased to be serving with such a wonderful group of people that want to do absolutely right. And that goes for the city manager. He has made my service that much better, and all of the people in city government. Whenever I have a question, they get back to me. If you want the world to change, then you better get out and do something. You know, we talk about the vote, and that's very important. But there's other things that people can do. Staying engaged with it, appearing before the city council and telling them how you feel about a particular issue. You know, I think that's important. It's the engagement. If you aren't engaged, if you're just letting the world revolve around and you're not doing anything about it, then you're doing something wrong. And, you know, there are some people who have more opportunity to do that. I certainly do. You know, I'm retired and I decided to run for city council. Well, somebody that's working 40 to 50 hours a week doesn't necessarily have the same time as I do to do the things that are necessary, but they can still vote, they can still participate, they can still put a sign in their yard. They can do those things to get the right people doing the right jobs.